Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy.
Hooray, you did it! Hey! What's so exciting?
Jasper's been helping me practice my Bible books, and I finally know the Pentateuch, the first 5 books.
That's amazing! Jasper, you're not looking so good there.
I'm not feeling so good, but I don't want to miss out on the hike today with Miss Jill.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jasper, but I don't think you're gonna make it on any hike today. You have a fever. I had better get you out of here. Hey, Carson, why don't you and the kids practice our Bible books while we wait for Miss Jill and Jasmine?
Okay.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, Kings and Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, and Job, Psalms and Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and the Song of Solomon. Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi. Way to go, you guys, hey, hey. Oh, now we know the Old Testament. Oh, now we know the Old Testament. All right, everybody. Woo! Here we go again. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, Kings and Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, and Job, Psalms and Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and the Song of Solomon. Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi. Way to go, you guys, hey, hey. Oh, now we know the Old Testament. Oh, now we know the Old Testament. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
I passed Miss Sharon on my way in. Jasper wasn't looking so good.
No, he really wanted to come on our hike, but Miss Sharon felt his head and said he had a fever.
Oh, that's too bad. Poor Jasper. Where's Jasmine?
Oh, she's coming. She's always late for things like this. She always has to make sure she doesn't forget a single thing.
Well, it never hurts to be prepared, right?
That's true, but I think Jasmine tends to be a little over-prepared.
I'm ready! I'm so excited for our hike today! Hi, Jasmine. Wow, that sure is a lot of stuff. You know we're only going to be gone for a couple of hours, right? Yeah, but I like to be prepared. Okay, you see what you mean about being over-prepared.
What was that?
Oh, I was just saying it looks like you're prepared for just about anything.
Yep. I could stay out there all night if I had to. You know, in case we got lost or something.
I don't think you have to worry about that. Miss Jill's already been on this hike before.
That's right. I know the way. But you know, in our Bible story today, God asked Abraham to go on a long journey, and Abraham has no idea where he is going.
Oh, I wouldn't like that kind of journey. I like to have a plan and be prepared.
Miss Jill, who is Abraham?
Well, Abraham is one of Noah's descendants, one of his great-great-great-grandchildren. Let's get started on our hike, and I will tell you all about Abraham. Well, Miss Sharon tells today's story to everyone watching at home.
Yes, I can't wait to get hiking. I'm excited to tell you more of God's story from this morning, from the Bible. Poor Jasper, he's fallen asleep already and I just got him to bed. I thought maybe we could read our Bible story as he sleeps. Today, our story comes from Genesis 12 to 13. Do you remember last week we talked about how the earth began to fill with people after Noah and his family left the ark? But the people forgot about God and built a great big tower. God made them speak in different languages. Now that the people of Babel could no longer talk with each other, they spread out over the earth. Different nations were formed, each with his own language. God chose one of Noah's descendants, Abraham, to be the father of a nation that would belong to God. Abraham was a good man who trusted in God. One day, God asked Abraham to leave his home, his country, and his family and go to another land. God promised to bless him and make him the father of a great nation. Girls and boys, have you ever had to move to a new home? Or maybe go to a new school or a new church? It can be hard to leave what is familiar and start over someplace new. Imagine how Abraham must have felt. Abraham had a good home with large flocks of sheep and cattle, but when God told him to leave, he took Sarah, his wife, his nephew Lot, and his servants, and he set out for the new land God would show him. When Abraham passed through a land called Canaan, God appeared to him and said, I will give this land to your children. Sarah and Abraham had been unable to have children, but now God had promised him that his children would live on this beautiful land. Abraham was so happy that he built an altar to God and praised him. Later, Abraham took his family to Egypt because there was a terrible famine in the land, which meant there was no food. By the time Abraham left Egypt to return to Canaan, he had become very wealthy, and he owned many animals. In fact, he ended up with so many animals that there was no longer enough room for all of them on the land. So Abraham and his nephew Lot split up. He let Lot choose first where he wanted to live. Lot chose to live in a beautiful valley with lots of grass and rivers and streams. Lot pitched his tent near a city in the valley called Sodom. After Lot left, God called Abraham to him and said, Look as far as you can. All the land that you can see, I will give you and your children forever. Your children shall be like the dust of the earth. There will be so many of them that no one will be able to count them. Thanks for listening today, boys and girls. Now we're going to sing a song about how God is with us everywhere we go. I think I will just let Jasper sleep for a while.
Everywhere I go on this road, high and low, where I go with you. So I won't be afraid, this my home, come what may. Where I go with you. Where I go with you. There's a spirit I cannot contain. There's a spirit same power that raised Jesus up from the grave, the same Spirit I cannot contain. Everywhere I go on this road, high and low, where I go with you. So I won't be afraid, this my home, come what may. Where I go with you. Where I go with you. Where I go with you. Breath upon these bones, your fire in my soul, your kingdom is my home, and I don't walk alone. Everywhere I go on this road, high and low, where I go with you. So I won't be afraid, this my home, come what may. Where I go with you. Hey. Everywhere I go on this road, high and low, where I go with you. So I won't be afraid, this my home, come what may. Where I go with you. Where I go with you. Where I go with
Oh, I'm hot. Good hiking. How are you holding up there, Jasmine?
I'm pretty tired. Maybe I did bring a little too much stuff.
I think maybe a lot too much stuff.
Yeah, maybe you're right. That's okay, Jasmine. It's good to be prepared, but when you're hiking, you also want to make sure you're not over-prepared. The more you hike, though, the better you'll get at knowing what stuff to bring and what stuff you should maybe leave at home.
Since you did bring all this stuff, though, how about we make your pack lighter by eating some of those snacks?
Sounds good to me. Miss Jill, you get enough? I'm a little pooped.
Sure, let's see. Oh, I see trail mix and fruit snacks.
Oh, fruit snacks, please.
All right, let me just open one for you. Here you go, Carson. Jasmine, you want fruit snacks too?
Yes, please.
Okay. Here you
Oh, I
go.
love
There's
those.
some for you and your water. I'll just set that down here. There you go. That should help you get your energy back.
Thanks, Miss Jill.
So what did you think about our story about Abraham?
I think Abraham was pretty brave. I wouldn't want to leave my house and just head out not knowing where I was going.
Me either. We moved last year, and Jasmine and I had to go to a new school. It was really hard. It took me a long time to make new friends.
Yeah, it can be really hard when we have to move and make new friends. Why do you think Abraham was willing to leave everything behind?
Because God told him to.
Yeah, that's right, Carson.
And he knew that he could trust God. That God wouldn't let him down.
You're right too, Jasmine. Abraham trusted God, and he knew that even though it was hard to leave, that God would be faithful and would keep his promises to him.
Miss Jill, what does it mean that God is faithful?
You know what? I think that would be a good question to ask one of our friends.
But how can we do that all the way out here?
Don't worry, I have a cell phone in my bag somewhere. I will just call Jasper and tell him our question, and he can ask one of our friends.
Okay, let me just get that out here.
You want me to get that for you, Jasper?
Yes, please.
Hi, Jasper. It's Jasmine. We're on a hike, and we have a question about Abraham. Miss Jill said that Abraham was willing to leave his home and journey to a new land because he knows that
Jasmine. Bye.
So what did Jasmine want? Isn't she out on the hike that you were supposed to go on?
Yeah, she is. But they had a question, so she phoned me to see if I could find someone to answer it for them. And you are here, so I thought I would ask you.
Okay, shoot.
Well, today we have been learning about Abraham and how he left his home to go to a land that God would show him. Miss Jill said that Abraham went because he knew that God is faithful. Jasmine and Carson were wondering what it means that God is faithful.
Let me think for a minute. How do I explain? Ah, I've got it. You know how a dog is sometimes called man's best friend?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Well, a dog is called man's best friend because a dog is very loyal, or we might say faithful. A dog loves their owner and will stick by that person no matter what. Even if you get angry and yell at the dog, or forget to take the dog on a walk, the dog will still love you and be happy to see you. A dog is very quick to forgive and forget when we make mistakes. A dog sticks close by your side, no matter what, and you can always count on the dog to be there.
So, God is like a dog who will stick close by you and love you no matter what?
That's right. But it's more than that too. Not only will God stick by you, but God will also keep his promises to you. Because God never changes, he's the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We know that we can trust him, that he will be faithful. Abraham knew this. He knew that if God made a promise to him, that God would be able to keep it.
So, being faithful means that God will stick by you and keep his promises to you.
You got it.
Thanks, Miss Isabel. I better call Jasmine back now.
Okay, I'll just leave your soup for you here and come back to get your dishes later. Bye.
Bye, Miss Isabel. Thanks again for the soup and for answering the question.
How's the soup, Jasper?
Delicious. Miss Isabel sure makes good soup.
Miss Isabel brought that? Oh, too bad I missed her. Hey, do you want to help me practice our memory verse with the kids?
Sure. I still remember the first line that we taught the kids last week. Forever, O Lord, your word is firmly fixed in the heavens.
Good job, Jasper. The line that we're going to learn today says, your faithfulness endures to all generations.
I already know what faithfulness means. Miss Isabel just told me. Faithfulness means that God sticks by you no matter what, and that he always keeps his promises.
You're right again, Jasper. So this line says that God's faithfulness endures, which means that it lasts forever to all generations.
So, God will stick by you and keep his promises forever. But what does generations mean?
Well, Jasper, a generation is a group of people born and living around the same time. So you and your cousins would be one generation in your family because you're close in age and were born around the same time. But your mom and dad and Jasmine and Carson's mom and dad would be another generation because they were born at another time.
Oh, I think I get it. So then, our grandma and grandpa would be another generation.
That's right! So if God is faithful to all generations, it is just another way of saying that God is faithful to all people all the time, to everyone who has ever lived.
Wow, that is so awesome.
It really is. I am so thankful that we serve a God who is faithful. So let's quickly go over our actions for this morning. So it was, your faithfulness endures to all generations. Let's go to our memory verse song now.
Forever, oh Lord, your word is firmly fixed in the heavens. Oh, your faithfulness endures to all generations. Oh, your faithfulness endures to all generations. You have established the earth and it stands fast. It stands fast. You have established the earth and it stands fast. It stands fast. You have established the earth and it stands fast. It stands fast. You have established the earth and it stands fast. Yeah. Oh, your faithfulness endures to all generations. Oh, your faithfulness endures to all generations. Oh, your faithfulness. Oh, your faithfulness endures to all. Oh, your faithfulness endures to all generations.
Psalm 119, 89 and 90.
Well, hello everyone. I'm going to tell you about our craft for today. So in your package, you're going to find a blank sheet of construction paper and a half-size sheet of construction paper. And you're going to find a bag that has cotton balls, tissue paper, and a picture of Abraham in it. And what you're going to do is you're going to lay out the half sheet of construction paper along the bottom of your full-size sheet of construction paper. And then you're going to fold it to make a triangle and then glue it down to your piece of paper. And then you can glue your tissue paper on the outsides of the flaps. And then you can put your picture of Abraham in the center and use your cotton balls to make clouds. And we're going to talk a lot more in the next couple weeks about Abraham living in a tent. You're back!
Yeah, it was a really great hike.
That was awesome!
Where's Jasmine?
Oh, she's coming. She's just a little bit worn out.
I'm here!
Oh, Jasmine, what happened to you?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just a little tired. I kind of brought a little too much stuff on our hiking trip. I'm even too tired to tell my joke.
That's okay. I have a good one. If you're on a hike and you find a fork in the road, what do you do?
Oh, I know this one. You stop for lunch. Thanks, Miss Jill. That made me feel better.
You're welcome.
Well, I think it's time to pray and say goodbye. 3, 2, 1, pray. Dear Lord, thank you for today, and thank you that we could learn about Abraham in our Bible story today, and thank you that the puppets got to have a nice hike with Miss Jill. I pray that you would watch over us this week, and that we'd have a good week. Amen.
Bye.